The views expressed on the following program do not necessarily reflect those of WPSL. However, we're the ones that encourage you to like and share them on social media and with all your friends and neighbors. To find out about the events going on the Treasure Coast, folks, listen to the Sue Ellen Sanders Show. And here it is right now, hosted by the one and only Sue Ellen Sanders.
Welcome. And if you listen to my show, you know, sometimes I talk about events that are coming up, especially done by nonprofit organizations. Sometimes I talk about issues. Sometimes I talk about those organizations themselves. And in this show, you hit the jackpot because we're going to talk about all of them here. Jennifer Wiggins is with us today, and she is president of the Royal Palms. And Fabiola Simon is also joined with us. And you are on the board?
Vice president.
You're vice president. Does that mean you're president in waiting?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
2 years from now. A year from now.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah. Jennifer knows how long it's going to be. Yeah. This is an organization, the Royal Palms. It's very near and dear to my heart because I was a member too, up until probably more than a few years now. Time flies.
Mm-hmm.
But when I was a member, myself and Jill Todd started the event that we're going to talk about, which is called Prom Town. And it's so exciting and it's so much fun. And I know we're radio. So if you're listening to this on the radio, you're going to have to, when you get home, check us out on our YouTube channel, WPSL TV, to see some of the prom dresses we brought. Jennifer and Fabiola are going to tell us a little bit about the Royal Palms and the type of organization they are and how it first got started. And then we are also going to talk about Prom Town, which is coming up right around the corner.
Yes.
So, and who that benefits, and we'll be able to talk about the needs of the community and how people can get involved in both the Royal Palms and in Prom Town. So welcome, Jennifer and Fabiola.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes, thank you.
Excited to have you here.
Yes, thank you for inviting us. So the Royal Palms was founded in 2002. And of course, you know that, but a lot of people have not heard about it. And so it was founded by a group of ladies who were looking for both networking and an opportunity to volunteer in the community. And at that time, they were working with more nonprofits and working with the different nonprofits in the community, kind of supporting them, helping them with their needs. And then, of course, in 2013, you, Sue Ellen, and Jill Todd came up with the idea of Prom Town, and the organization has continued to do that up until the last 2 years. We have not been able to do that, but we're doing it this year, thankfully.
For sure.
Yeah, we are 100% doing it.
And you have lots of dresses because you've been collecting
Yeah.
extra over the last couple of years.
So I can't remember the year because, as you
That's
said,
okay. They all start to
they
blend
are all
together.
blurred together. A couple of years back, we decided to focus on Prom Town being our main focus of our organization, whereas in each month we were adopting a nonprofit organization and kind of working with them. So it became a lot. And then Prom Town was a great event, but it was a smaller event. And we were seeing the need for it to grow. And I'll explain Prom Town in just a minute. But so we kind of shifted gears a little bit in the last couple of years and made our organization mainly over Prom Town with volunteer opportunities for our members throughout the year.
So one of the things that I remember from being a member of the Royal Palms is that at each monthly meeting, you know, as you said, the members were kind of assigned, you either bring books for this charity or you're bringing diapers for this nonprofit. But now it's all geared toward Prom Town.
Yes.
And Prom Town is all about the high school girls in St. Lucie County. And
yes.
And Jennifer, it probably wasn't so long ago for you and Fabiola, but it was a really long time ago for me when I went to prom, but not so long ago for my daughter, who had her prom adventures, so to speak, about 8 to 10 years ago. And that it wasn't the cost of the tickets to the prom that were so expensive. It was the dress and the hair and the shoes,
Yeah,
and the
nails.
nails and all of the
Everything.
stuff. I mean, I think tickets to prom were probably like $50 or
They
even
tripled
less.
since then.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like 100, 150. So
Wow.
depending on the high school, it can get really up there. So
Mhm.
prom time doesn't just help with the dresses now. We also help with suits now. And
We
we also help
do.
with tickets to prom because the price is just so astronomical. We had
Yeah.
to do more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because prom is kind of a rite of passage.
Oh.
And it's
Yeah.
kind of, it's like the peacocks in the peacock district all strutting around and dressed up in their finest feathers. And that's what prom kind of is for teenagers.
Yeah. So, you guys founded the event, and what we were finding over the last couple of years, pre-COVID, was we would have the event on a Saturday morning at 9, and before even 8 a.m. we had lines of girls waiting. And so the needs were there of offering it. So for those that don't know, Prom Town is a day event that the Royal Palms Volunteers members come together, and we have dresses set up kind of like if you were shopping on racks by size, and young ladies going to prom could come and get a prom dress for free, no questions asked. They come and get one, and then they have one for prom. And so, that became really, really big, and we were helping all these amazing girls be able to attend prom. It's a very emotional day, lots of tears, because these girls are so grateful. And, they'll say, I wouldn't have gone to prom otherwise because I couldn't afford a dress.
And they get all dressed. You see them trying on the different dresses and getting so excited about.
It's a wonderful, wonderful event. So the last year before, we had guys showing up asking, well, do you happen to have suits? And we had one suit at the time that happened, but we've never promoted collecting suits. And so, we're not able to have it last year, but when we're like, all right, when we have it, we're going to collect suits. And we did. And we have like over 100 suits plus.
Oh my God.
Plus Carditas has donated tuxes. And like we have a lot this year, not as many, but we have a huge start from where we were. And so now we have dresses, we have suits, and we collect dresses all year, gently used or new gowns, whether they were from a wedding or bridesmaids or whatever. We collect dresses all year. We have a storage unit that we keep them, stored in all year for us to hold this event. And we usually have the event prior to all the high schools having prom. So our event is next Saturday, March the 5th at IRSC in Fort Pierce, in building Y, room 102. I think it's 102. And you can visit. I'm sure we'll have the information up on there afterwards.
Sure.
But yeah, so if you have a high school junior, senior who's looking to attend prom and they're just, I can't afford a dress, or this or that or a suit, you can come to this event for free. And as Fabiola mentioned, a couple of years back, we got all the high schools on board to donate to us tickets to prom. And so we raffled them off. And I say that as in we put their names in a jar and draw out one of their names to gift them tickets to prom.
Yes.
And now this year, our members have been amazing this year at collecting gift certificates for nails and hair salons and restaurants. And there's just so much stuff coming in that it's amazing. We have gift cards. So we're very, very grateful, and we're glad to be back. Next year, we're going to have it bigger and better, because we didn't really know for a couple of months if the schools were going to have prom.
Yeah.
But we were ready anyways. We were going to have it. So next year, we're definitely going to go big, but we're already looking forward to the turnout. Actually, I don't know if Fab knows, because I think it was just today. I got a picture of some of the girls standing by posters.
Yes,
the posters hanging up in the high schools. So we made these posters of dresses and suits shaped, and the high schools let us hang them in on the bulletin boards. And so we have a picture of one of the students. They're like so excited to see that prom town's happening.
And getting the high schools on board was a gradual thing too, because the very first year we did it, I think almost all the kids came from one or two high schools because they were the high schools that actually heavily promoted it with the posters and the stuff that we gave them. And now everybody is catching on because, of course, it's not just for girls or guys now that are in the low economic sector. It's for everyone, because you may make a middle income salary, or your parents have the roof over their heads and the electric bill and everything paid for, but they're still saying, hey, I'm not going to buy you a $300 prom dress and
plus $150 ticket and shoes, and
it
like
can get
$1,000 to go to prom.
$1,000 just for the girl alone. And the other thing, there's been a lot of blessings of social media, including it making it easier to promote this.
Oh, 100%.
But along those lines, it's created a situation where somebody wears a dress one time and they don't want to wear it again because maybe not everybody saw them in it at the event, but they saw them on social media. They saw them on Instagram, posting that dress. So they're not going to wear that dress again. And if you are a young or really any aged woman that has a nice ball gown or a dressy dress, or a dress that you wore to someone's wedding or a fancy occasion or on a cruise, and you probably feel the same. You don't want to wear that dress again because you wore it in all these pictures that you've plastered all over social media. So, you can donate it to the Royal Palms. And, because the event isn't till March 5th, you can probably still let Fab and Jen know and get the dress to them.
Yes.
Will you be taking dresses? I know at one point we allowed girls to bring a dress with them. Are you still going to take dresses?
We take dresses every day of the year. Pretty much. We get asked a lot, are you still taking dresses? We take dresses every day of the year. And so one thing that we're trying to encourage this year is exactly what you just said. All these young ladies or guys that are going to prom wearing this dress after prom, they're going to throw it in their closet and it's going to sit there until either they clean it or their parents clean it out. And it might be out of style by then. So, hey, go to prom this year, and then afterwards donate the dress back to us. Contact us after prom. Don't throw the dress, in the back of your closet or suit in the back of your closet. Donate to us so that we can have it for someone to use next year.
Because honestly, the chances are by the time you wear that dress again, the chances are that you're actually going to fit in it and have it, like if you're in college or you're on a cruise, and have it with you. All the stars have to be aligned to wear that dress again, and this way you can make a young woman happy. I remember the first few years that we had it, seeing the look on the girls' faces, especially when they get to prom town, and I don't know what they're thinking, but there's racks of dresses. It's just like going to a high-end store. There's racks of dresses, and they're divided into sizes. They're hung beautifully. And they can shop and they can try them on.
I mean, some of the dresses, just like the ones that I brought today, still have tags on them. They were purchased and never even worn. So there's a lot of them that are brand new and still have tags on them. Some have been worn, they're gently used. We do try and we go through them. So usually in January, which this past January, we go through the storage unit. We go through all the dresses. We're checking zippers. We're checking for like tears. We're making sure they're in good condition. And then we're having the ones if the zipper got stuck or whatever, we're having those fixed. I mean, we're doing these minor things because the dresses are just gorgeous and they just need a little this or that or whatever. And some of them, we have professionally cleaned. And
do you remember the year someone donated a dress with vomit down the front of it? I know. Fabiola's like,
well, this year I was the one who went through every single dress in that storage unit and organized it. So I can only, and then we've seen a few
was
things,
dry,
but not that bad.
we knew what it was.
wow.
Not that bad.
It was. And, I know that whoever donated it meant well.
They probably just didn't
didn't
look
even
at it.
realize.
They may not have. I
mean,
guess their daughter had a really big party night.
we have people come in and just bring like a storage tub of dresses and just
and they don't even
and
look
they're not
good.
really looking, but like when we get dresses from everywhere and they're donated everywhere. And so like over time, you don't really know, or you don't look until like we have that day where we're going through them. And so you just don't know what you're going to find. I know I think 3 years ago when we had it, I think a lot of people hadn't been in their closet for 20 years. So we had quite a few like 1980 style dresses.
And what's old is new, but not with prom dresses.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of poofy shoulder dresses that we were like,
Belle type. Yeah, put them in your Halloween costume closet.
Well,
Don't
I
bring them
played
here.
devil's advocate
Yes.
that day, and I did keep a few just because I feel like, who knows?
Those
Maybe
were-
one person.
those were
may
not
really
that
like
bad
it.
this year,
Yeah.
but a couple of years ago, I think there was definitely a someone went through their closet that they hadn't been in 20 years. So
I'm glad you brought that up though, about the different tastes for different people, because the dresses that are donated don't have to be long, because some young ladies are more comfortable wearing a shorter dress. Not
Yeah,
short.
it
but-
depends on the school's policy, which we do try and get those and have them there.
So
'Cause
they know.
sometimes the students do not know what
Yeah.
the dress code policy is. And we always have short dresses that are donated. So we separate those out and they're in a separate area.
Mhm.
So they can go in if they want short dresses. And then like a lot of the dresses we didn't feel like were prom. They might be more of like
homecoming dance.
Or if they want to wear them under their graduation, cap and gown
oh
or gown,
yeah,
we
yeah.
put them to the side and then they can go through those dresses as well
separately. Yeah, so there's
and
a
take
place
those.
for that
So
too.
we always have like I don't know how many we have this year of the short dresses, but
They're not a lot. It's not a lot.
but
I
we do
think
have them.
a lot of them got not taken away, but people took
Yeah.
them because
Took them last year because you said, I mean, not last year,
yeah.
2
Yeah.
years ago.
The year that
one of those pre-pandemic years.
yeah, 2017
Yeah.
was my first prom town, and I know that the girls took extra short dresses because we had them in a completely separate area.
So those
Yeah,
are
we
the
had a
bonus.
lot.
And and they
Mhm.
were able to take them because we had so
We did. We had so many. It was like, it's a
Yeah.
lot of short dresses.
Yeah.
They collected them. The other thing is, if you're looking to donate a dress or a suit, remember that our high school students are every size.
That
Yes.
is one thing that I wanted to end with. I want to emphasize this because the year that I did prom town, we had someone that was not the 0, the 1, not even the 10.
Yeah.
It was up there. And whatever size you are, bring your dress because we need them. You don't understand, like a
Yes.
22. And like I said, I was the one that went through every dress. We now this year, we are fit to handle every single size.
Yeah, we
And
have a
there
lot
is
of variety.
fashionable things
I
too.
know one of the
And-
things that we also used were a lot of those 2-piece dresses, because those worked well for the
There were
larger
some
girls.
2 pieces in there, but I will tell
Like
you,
the
these
beaded
dresses are
tops
just
and the-
like wedding dresses where you think you're this wonderful size and then you really need to add like 2 more to it, which is not nice. Whoever makes dresses needs to fix that. But yeah, some of these dress sizes are very misleading.
Yeah.
So we love a variety. We have smaller, girls, and we have ones that have more love.
Mhm.
And we need all of those.
We
and the same
do.
thing with suits too. We do need a variety. And a question that's keeps coming in about the suits is, well, I don't really have a tux, or I don't have like a suit of what they're imagining that they should be wearing to prom, it can honestly just be a suit, a
It
nice
absolutely
suit for
can.
guys. It does not
Yeah.
have to be.
A lot of the guys wear just a suit
Yeah, and
because they could show their more of an individuality with the suit than they
yeah,
can
as long
with
as
the
it's a
tux.
suit. I mean, that was one thing that was kind of happening earlier on. They were like, well, how are we going to get tuxes or this or that? And like, you don't have to have that to go to prom. You can just be a nice suit. So we've got these jackets and pants or vests or whatever, and those are great. I mean, so if you have those, bring them. I mean, that's exactly. And we do
So
take
guys too, if you're looking in the back of your
Mhm.
closet and maybe it's a really nice suit, but it's you're
Mhm.
never going to fit in it again.
or it's out of style for
Or
you,
it's
but
out of-
might be
yeah.
younger
Yeah.
style.
Or yeah, I know guys don't care if they're pictured on social media in a blue or black suit. They'll just keep wearing the blue or black suit until it falls apart. But
Yeah, and then we
Share
also
the
do
love.
take accessories as well. We don't really
Ah,
promote it, but we do have it. Like she was saying, we have a separate area where we have shoes, purses, jewelry. And I will comment just a moment on the jewelry. We're looking for prom jewelry.
so not just any
Yeah.
junk jewelry you're not
Yeah,
using
but
anymore.
prom
So
jewelry, purses,
glitzy,
shoes,
dress purses.
and shoes,
satiny
more of
dresses.
gently used shoes. We had to clean out our shoe bin.
Yeah.
If
I
anyone's
bet-
done that,
Yeah.
I would say put Fabs shoes on the monitor. She's got some beautiful shoes on today.
A lot of times though, girls might, if they purchase their dress, they purchase shoes that
to
went
match
with them.
Mhm.
And so the shoes size and the dress size are kind of somewhat coordinated.
Yeah.
So, you can be looking for something or sparkly shoes. Man, sparkly shoes are perfect for prom, no matter what you're wearing.
Yeah, our whole goal with Prom Town is to, as you were saying earlier, it's don't miss this opportunity that you'll never get again to not and not go because something's holding you back, whether it's a dress or shoes
Yeah.
or whatever. We don't want these students to miss this once in a lifetime opportunity just because of something like that. And that's our whole goal with Prom Town, is how many students can we help attend this event so that years from now they're not, I wish I had been able to
Yes.
go to prom. That's what our whole basis is. And as
No
however
regrets.
large we can
Yes.
get this event and however much help we can get, if we end up helping every high schooler in the county, awesome, because we don't want whatever your situation is to prevent you to not be able to go to this event.
How can people get in touch with you, whether they have a dress or people don't have to RSVP if they're bringing guys or girls to get
Correct.
the dress. They just show up, and that's
Correct.
March 5th. What time does it start again?
It's at 9. So our website with all the information on it is theroyalpalms.com. And you can click on the Promtown tab. And that has the flyer, the information on there, the location of where it's at. It has everything on there, as well as if you would like to donate anything, gift certificate, to nails, hair salon, food for them to go out and eat before they go to prom. Even if you would like to donate money, we've had a lot of businesses that just wanted to donate so we could purchase additional prom tickets, so we could buy, dresses. If we saw a size that was not, we didn't have a lot of, we could go purchase. We've purchased pop-up dressing rooms with the money. Like these are all things that help this event be successful. So if you're a business and you'd like to donate, you can do that on that page as well. And then it is at IRSC Fort Pierce campus, Building Y. I believe it's 102. Don't quote me. I think that's what it is on that flyer. And the doors will open at 9. There's usually a line a mile long waiting,
because of obviously the people who get there first get the best selection.
Yeah.
But if I remember correctly, at least in past years, that line moves along pretty quickly.
Yeah,
so
we
if
let
you're in line,
a few people
9
at
or
a time
10,
in.
yeah.
You'll be able to pick a couple of dresses. We have an area for it's almost like a store. We have an area for
Yeah.
dressing rooms. You can come out and twirl and do a dance and show you your beautiful dress, and then you'll proceed on to the next room where we have the accessories and the little goodies and a photo booth, and they can get the short dresses and stuff like that. So we do keep it moving fairly along, but you do not have to RSVP. You just show up. If you can't get a ride, I do believe there's a bus stop.
Yes.
There's a bus route that takes you to IRSC. So if you can get on the bus, then you can get transportation that way if you don't have transportation to come to the event. And it is over at 1.
Okay. So, and if you want the best selection, you probably want to get there earlier. The earlier, the better. But you have so many dresses that there's going to be a lot of things.
Yeah, we have a
look
lot
through.
of dresses.
Yeah. When you're not hosting Prom Town, what are the Royal Palms doing? And who are your membership?
Yeah, great question. And so I'll share a little bit, and then I'm going to pass it over to Fabs because she's done a great job.
Fab.
Fabulous, fabulous. So our year's from September to June, and it is open to women on the Treasure Coast, 18 years of age or older to join
us. The Royal Palms
membership
organization.
So we have 2 fundraisers a year, which I'll let Fab explain those. And then kind of in the in-between months of that versus planning Prom Town, we also do volunteer work. So we have done, we've helped Graceway Village with sorting their clothes donation. We've gone over to Care Bag and helped make bags that she has for the homeless. We've done
hospice.
We now have a tradition at Treasure Coast Hospice to decorate their tree every November.
That's great.
With angels. So it's an angel tree.
Yeah.
So we plug in little volunteer opportunities for our members, as well as we have social member events that we do for our members to kind of do like more of a ladies, a sisterhood type thing. We have those as well. Well, we have 2 fundraisers a year that help cover we don't have a huge overhead, but we do have things that we have to cover for the organization because it is all volunteer. And Fab has done phenomenal at establishing a fall fundraiser and a spring fundraiser, and really, made that something where it's in. I think when you were probably a member, we had the masquerade, or we had some type of fundraiser, a huge event once a year that raised a ton of money. Well, times have changed.
Yeah.
We don't need all that money. We do, but I don't want to say that, but we don't need all that money of a huge event like that. So we have these 2 small ones. And then we do give 3 $1,000 scholarships for IRSC every spring. And so we're getting ready to come into that as well. We have a scholarship that the school has. So anyone going to IRSC, I encourage you to look into scholarships and see what's available to you. And then we get those candidates and we go through the process of selecting 3 individuals to receive those $1,000 scholarships every year. So we do that, but I do want to let Fab talk about her
before Fabiola talks about the fundraisers. I just want to point out that especially if you are a busy young mom with a lot of different things that you are working on or taking care of, and you're helping your kid with schoolwork, and you just have a lot of balls in the air, that the Royal Palms is a great organization for you, because you can touch a lot of different lives at once. And you have that social activity part of it. You have the camaraderie of the meetings, of the regular meetings. You get to do fundraisers. You get to know that you're making a difference for IRSC students with a scholarship.
Yeah.
There's a lot of different things that you can do all at once, instead of driving yourself crazy trying to do 50 different things with 50 different organizations. The Royal Palms is kind of like a one size fits all. You can do everything there.
Yeah. I think about that.
including those special event fundraisers that Fab's going to tell us about.
Well, just to touch base on what you said, because I'm a multi-passionate person. And I love the youth, and I love teens, and I love seniors, and I love, just everything. So the Royal Palms, I like to call us a volunteer arm. We fill in those gaps for those nonprofits who need volunteers. A lot of nonprofits need volunteers, and they can reach out to us, and we will definitely bring all of our beautiful ladies in these pink shirts, and we will be there to help you support in any way. So the fundraisers that we have that were established for the past few years is quarter auction. So I had no idea what it was. Jennifer is basically the one who broke it down to me.
I didn't either at the beginning. I'm like, what? People auction off quarters? Or what's
Yes,
the point?
I had no idea. But once you get into the groove of it, I like to call it auction that's also bingo. So, they call out a number, it's your number, you win.
twist on bingo.
Yeah. But we started this year. In the fall, we do it down in Martin County. The theme changes, so I won't say what the theme is because who knows what it's going to be, but it will be a quarter auction. This year it was
Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I was drawing a blank.
Hocus
Pocus.
No, our fall one was Hocus Pocus. It was so much fun.
Everyone dressed up. Well, it was witch theme, so everyone dressed up like a witch, and we were at the Elliott Museum.
The Elliott.
Yeah, we were at the Elliott Museum. A shout out to you. Thank you guys so much for hosting the quarter auction for us. And then our tradition, which I don't know how it got established, but it's now a tradition for us to hold the Red Hot quarter auction at the Riverwalk in Fort Pierce. That one is always a sold out event. We can only hold 130 people, but people are waiting at the door to come in. They want to get their number. They want to sit down. And honestly, those two, the Red Hot quarter auction, to be honest, covers our expenses. Yeah. We threw in Martin County just because we want to spread our wings a little bit more, especially with Promtown moving into another county.
So are Martin County girls and guys eligible to get prom?
They certainly are. Okay, we just don't have the presence down there.
Yes.
And we kind of, unfortunately got pushed back 2 years because of the COVID,
this whole pandemic.
The COVID.
So inconvenient.
But that was our plan, years ago, was to establish St. Lucie County and then start moving into Martin County. And we kind of got put on hold because of that. So, all right, we're going to do it again this year. And then our plan next year is to start getting in the schools involved and building relationships with them. But, like Jensen Beach High School they've come to our event every year, and
their kids,
they're kind of in that in-between area. So, and it's funny you asked about the Red Hot quarter auction. So that originally came from, it was usually the Friday before Valentine's Day, hence the red. And then the Red Hot was, making it spicy.
We had vendors that are traditionally not at quarter auctions. So that's why it's called Red Hot.
We started it years ago, and it was just, everybody loved it, and they were able to get Valentine's Day presents. Know what I mean?
Emphasize on Valentine's Day.
Let's step back with this whole quarter auction thing, because Fab and I both, before we heard of the quarter auction, we had no clue. So let's do a little bit better job.
Everybody's
describing what a
quarter
auction is. You buy a ticket to get there, right?
So not exactly a ticket, but when you go there, then you purchase a paddle with a number on it. So if you've been to a traditional auction, then you have a number, right, that you hold up when you're trying to bid on something. So that's where that comes from. You get a paddle with a number on it, and you can purchase more than one. Well, because of COVID, we were requiring you to purchase one to be able to attend. But prior to that, you didn't have to purchase anything. You could just show up at the door and buy 10 of them if you wanted. And so you purchase a number, and then you go, and the vendors that Fab was talking about, there's a couple of different groups, because quarter auctions used to be all over the place years ago. There were different traveling groups of vendors, and it's anywhere from, Pampered Chef to Tupperware, Mary Kay, 31. It's those types of companies, but also it could be, women here that started their own business. So we have ladies who make soap, or they do cooking type things, or olive oil, or seasoning, or candles, or anything like that. So you have these vendors, and they have tables set up, and you go and visit them prior to the auction starting. And then once the auction starts, then each one by one, each vendor goes up to the front, and they have an item that you're going to bid on. And I say that with quote marks, that you're going to bid on. So they'll say, this is a $60 Pampered Chef item, pan or lid or whatever set.
It's
and two quarters or
there.
3/4 or whatever. So there's a bucket on the table. You drop your quarters in that, and then you hold your paddle number up. So obviously, if you have 2 paddles, you want to put double the amount of money in there so you can hold both your paddles up. And just like kind of Fab says, they're shaking all the numbers up like bingo, and then they pull a number out. And if it happens to be your paddle number, then you just got that $60 amazing thing for 50 cents or whatever you spent. And they go through every one of those like that. And so how it becomes a fundraiser is typically the vendors donate their, they pay for the space to attend. And then second round, they do this 2 rounds. And usually the second round, they donate whatever money they make back to the organization. So the more people bidding, the more paddles numbers in there, the more quarters thrown in the bucket, all of that starts to add up. And so you can easily
add up is when you're going to the quarter auction, it's really a very financially feasible thing.
It is.
You could get in and out of for a roll of quarters.
My first year, I won probably 8 bottles of liquor, and I spent $5. I walked out the door with 8 bottles of liquor. My husband was like, impressive. What in the world? I spent $5.
Yeah. And didn't last year you win like just huge?
Oh yeah, I won a lot this year too. I picked lucky numbers.
I always tell people,
do we need to sit next to you or away from you?
Something rub on her. I always say bring 2 rolls of quarters with you, $20. So go to the bank, they probably were like, I remember the first time I went, can I have 3 rolls of quarters? And the lady's like, at the bank, like, I'm going to a quarter auction. And you're like, what? You always get looks at the bank when you're asking for a roll of quarters. But I say bring 2 rolls of quarters. Now at our auction, or our fundraiser, I'm not sure about everyone else, we're able to make our own food. So we do hot boxes. And so we put like a little sandwich in there, and a bag of chips and a drink and a cookie. And we put them in this little box, like you're going to a restaurant or whatever, or a lunch box. And then we sell it for $5. And that also helps us raise money as well. And so all these little things, the paddles, the quarters, the money from the food, all that starts to add up. And we have that twice a year. And it, like she said, it covers our costs, and it's a fun time. And if you're like her, and I see a lot of people like that, they win a ton of stuff and they maybe spend $20.
How much money do you raise in your typical quarter auction?
So the first year we did it, it was almost $3,000.
Yeah.
And that right there pays for our scholarships that we give. Our first time in Martin County, being that it was our first time, we raised $1,500. That's a scholarship right there that takes care of it. So
so I mean, like, just stuff like that, and then if we have like sponsors and donors and stuff, it covers all our other little things that we have to run our organization. So, and it's a lot of fun.
Cool about it too is it's not something that is a lot of intensive preparation.
That is the beauty of it.
And because all the members of the Royal Palms, remember, they're like young and not so young moms and wives, and
or very busy people.
They've got a lot of balls they're juggling, and they don't have time to
the quarter auction is really nice. I can't remember if Fab was in yet, but the events we were having before were so intensive of trying to put the events together and all the members involved and everything, that it was a lot. And so these quarter auctions, almost with a little bit of planning and people, it comes together and it's fun and everybody has a great time.
And we still make the money and we need.
So it's great. Without it being intensive for the members and burning the members out on their volunteer opportunities.
Yeah.
That's
So,
so
yeah.
cool. I didn't realize it was that easy. The wheels are turning now.
I tell every nonprofit that I come into contact with,
Yeah.
even the Elliott Museum, I told them you should do a quarter auction because the Elliott Museum needed help. Do one. It will help tremendously. I will
Yeah.
plan it for you. That's how simple it is, or to a science, because this is my 4th or 5th time doing one.
Yeah.
You know,
I remember when we were at the Elliott, and I think the staff and some of the people there were like, they were just like amazed. They didn't know what we were doing and what a quarter auction was, and all these people were here and why they were holding paddles up. And afterwards, some of them had attended and they had went in there and they were like, this was the coolest thing, and they had never heard of it. And so it's a lot of fun.
So it's, and you know, as I've done a lot of fundraising through different special events too. And one of the things that I've done a lot of is fundraising through holding races. And I do specialty races now because somebody will say to me, oh, I want to do a 5K for our organization to raise money. And I'm like, wait, hold on here. If you want to do it to raise money, having a 5K is not the thing to do, because there's so much work involved and there's so much financial outlay with the timing and the medals and the t-shirts and all the rest of the stuff, that the percentage of return you get is very small. But a quarter auction, everything goes straight to profit for the organization. It's a no-brainer.
I think the most we spent on a quarter auction, maybe 300, maybe 500, but we're getting 3,000 or we're getting 1,500 out of it.
The return is so much greater. And plus you're having fun. And I can see, like, a lot of times when you're talking to somebody who's doing special events on their volunteer activity, when you talk to them about the event, they're exhausted right before their event. They're just like, oh my gosh, we did this, but now we have to change it up and do something different. And now we have to do something better. And I'm just exhausted just thinking about it. But you're still so invigorated about the whole quarter auction thing. I'm so excited.
The worst year was, I want to say 2021. After the pandemic, we were hosting it again. And everyone didn't know what was going on. I stayed up so late. I was doing Facebook Lives at 3 a.m. trying to tell people, hey, this is safe. We're doing everything we can.
We still made money last year.
And we did make money last year.
The idea of a quarter auction is it's naturally socially distanced, because you have the vendors that are socially distanced.
Well,
you have the food boxes that are somewhat.
Kind of. So we have a lot of hand sanitizer.
The first year when we completely sold out, and even, don't tell the fire marshal, but maybe we had a few more people over than what we were supposed to.
Edit that.
We were shoulder to shoulder. Like, thank you, Michelle Franklin. Michelle Franklin was sitting next to me, and me and her were like squished because it was so
you could not get up. It was so many people in there,
and we have the pictures. So when 2021 came around and people saw the pictures from the previous year when we did it, they were kind of scared. Rightfully so. So we cut it in half. But then again, people were calling me, asking me to hold them tickets. Can their son come? I was like, we can't do it. Like,
well, maybe you need to do 3 quarter auctions.
No, 2 is good. 2 is good.
Okay, especially because you are doing the prom town too, and
we really wanted
requires prep
to focus on being more prepared for prom town, so we, even though our first meeting is in September, that first meeting we're talking about prom town, and we're gearing up for it and making sure everything's ready to go and we're prepared. And our goal is to find a permanent home for prom town to have the event at every year that has a layout, or the location and the layout is ideal for growth. And so we're looking for that, and to kind of be centralized between the county for the students to be able to get to. So one of our goals is to find a permanent location, a home for prom town every year, so we know where it's going to be. And then, kind of really structure and systemize this so that it can have growth for it. So we're going to be focusing on that. And then, the second thing is to try and move into Martin County. We have dress drop-off locations that we used to have all over town. So that's another thing that we're going to focus on, is trying, like, my office is one of them, but we want to.
That's how we got the dress with the vomit. I'll just give you a heads up. Through one of those. So
yeah,
they have to be, of course, monitored.
Yeah, so we want to have involved
Yes.
drop-off locations. Is probably good, but we want to have drop-off locations around the county, so that can happen all year because we take dresses and suits every day of the year. And then really just like right now we have purchased and have donated the pop-up dressing rooms. And we don't know if we have enough. You know, it's like the more we can have, the better. But if we can find a location where we can have a great setup to have dressing rooms, so that while we can have better flow, where while these ladies or guys are in the dressing rooms, then we can have someone picking the dresses, and then, you know, have more or less
have more
people flowing through, because if we have 200-300 people there at 9 o'clock because you've told them all to be there now, we want to be able to like
the
handle
bathrooms at IRSC. Do they have, because they have multi-stall bathrooms,
right? But you got these humongous dresses or suits,
and then you also
stuff.
have to have the mirrors. I remember that.
So we're trying, like I said, one of our goals is the ideal setup location and layout for a home for Promtown, and then the drop-off locations. So if you are a business and you think, hey, I have the space and I have a good opening time for the public and I can monitor this, and you would like to be a drop-off location for us, because we want a couple of different ones all over the county, please message us on our website as well. And then if you would just like to donate to us to be able to purchase everything we need to make this event come to life, to be able to purchase additional prom tickets from the schools, and, you know, you're literally helping a student make memories, then you can do that through our website as well. And it all just helps come together. We've had so many amazing, wonderful, giving people this year. Every day I'm getting text. So-and-so just donated a whole box of tissues. So-and-so just donated a whole thing of nails or nail polish, or we got bobby pins, or, oh, we have makeup bags. Like every day, these people around this town are donating stuff, and it's amazing. It's just thank you. If you are listening to the show and you've donated to us, you're changing lives. Thank you so much for doing that.
And if you're listening to this show and this sounds like an organization that you'd like to be a part of, this is a wonderful group of ladies.
Yep. We meet once a month,
and we accept membership every day of the year.
Yes.
Yes,
so
we do.
There's not a particular day.
Dresses, suits, and memberships every day of the year.
To be a member,
you do have to like pink.
That can be negotiable. We can change it to green shirts if you like. But yes, I want to just give a huge shout out to our members, because a lot of our members are business owners around the town, such as Jennifer, and they do hold those drop-off locations. So if you're a business owner and this is really touching your heart to be a part of this organization, just know that you're getting into a group of women who are also business owners, and we can network together and grow together.
Yes, there's a good point. There's a lot of us.
And Jennifer Wiggins is co-owner of Clear SEM
Solutions,
Clear SEM,
and Just Breathe Aerials,
and Just Breathe
who knows what else
Aerials. So we can be sure that her organization is involved in it. And Fabiola, I'm not sure what you do.
Yeah,
I knew it one time.
Tell the world.
I'm a local realtor.
I knew it. I almost guessed that.
And I also host an annual event celebrating resilient moms in business.
That's right.
Tell them about that, because you do donate percentage of profit to the Royal Palms from that.
What was the name of the awards that you gave too? They were really cool names, and Jennifer won one.
Yes. So this year is called the Fabs Moms Brunch. Fab stands for Family, Philanthropy, and Business. And the awards are: I am brave, I am resilient, I am strong, and I am impactful. And these go out to actually any women who owns a business. I emphasize on mom because moms juggle the most.
They do it all.
Moms juggle the most. So this event will be on May 1st, and half of our proceeds go to the Royal Palms. Last year we raised $430, and all the proceeds from this event gets split into the Royal Palms and also We Venture. We Venture is a nonprofit that supports women in business, strictly supports women in business in different resources, trainings, workshops, things of that nature. And then I like to think the Royal Palms, we help the future moms in business to grow and prosper and to be inspired by women like myself and like Jennifer to do it all, because you can't have it all.
The great thing about the Royal Palms too is they're not the moms and the people that are taking time during the day. The meetings are in the evening, so you can leave the kids at home with your husband.
Not necessarily. I bring my daughter to the meetings.
Your daughter is very well behaved.
So my daughter is 2 years old, so she has been to every single meeting since she was in my belly. But if you have a kid, we have members that bring their kids. They sit in the back. They're on their iPads. They're coloring. They're eating snacks.
So that's okay.
It is more than okay. Yeah. It is such a supportive group. Like Jordan loves going and sitting with Michelle and playing with the ladies and seeing them, and some of them
even helped make the goodie bags this time we were packing the bags. She was help packing them. I mean,
and it's great exposure for her to start volunteering so early. Probably will be one of the beautiful girls that come to receive a prom dress, and then next thing you know, she's probably president in 5-10 years of the Royal Palms. So I think it's a great organization to grow young women in.
Yeah, we even had a lady come to the meeting this past month that her daughter was one of the founding members in 2002. And she happened to see us pop up on Facebook. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to go to a meeting. And so she shared that her daughter was one of the founding members and she wanted to come back and get involved. It's a full circle. It was just amazing.
And I'm glad you brought up social media, because you could also find the Royal Palms on social media, Facebook and Instagram, and get involved through that. So you can get involved with the organization, become a member at any point. You can also be involved with Prom Town or any of the other special events and quarter auctions.
We'd love to have you at their next quarter auction.
So we'll, if you like them on Facebook, then you'll be alerted to everything that's going on. That's awesome. Jennifer Wiggins has been my guest, and Fabiola Simon. Jennifer is the president of the Royal Palms, and Fab is the vice president. You've been listening to the Sue Ellen Sanders Show. Prom Town, remember, is March 5th. You can listen to this show every weekend on WPSL, or find us online on YouTube on WPTV. WPSL TV. Sorry. There.
The Sue Ellen Sanders Show on WPSL, Port St. Lucie. The Talk of the Treasure Coast. Just tune in during the weekends or see our schedule at WPSL.com. There's a programming schedule there. Look for the Sue Ellen Sanders Show and binge watch you some Sue Ellen Sanders.
Oh, please.